Going on? What's going on? Once again, we are the ISUPK. I'm the Commander General Honda Store out 1 West 2025th Street Hall, New York, teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians that you are the real Jews, or we are the real Jews. I'm precinct captain, 10,000 volume. We do have the Tuesday night Brotherhood class coming up at 7:30. But before that, I just want to do a quick breakdown on Islam. So today's topic, we're going to talk about adultery and that being a culture in Islam. Now, a lot of black people flock to Islam and become Muslims. Why? Because when you have no identity, it's easy to fall into different religions without really knowing the religion. You understand what I mean? We study every religion. We don't study it because we're not confident in what we know. We study it because we know you're in there and we got to go and get you out there. You understand what I mean? That's why we study it. So I'm going to do a quick breakdown, like I said, on Islam and what some of the teachings of Islam is. Right? So I'm going to go straight into the Quran. I'll show you something. Let me see. I'm going to go straight to, make sure you can see my screen. Can you see clearly? One second. Make sure. There it is. Sorry about that. One second. Yeah, so we're going to go straight into the Quran. Let's let me get it. All right, I'll have to do this, right? And in the chapter 2, which is called Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, verse 230, it says, this is a law, right? So if a husband divorces his wife 3 times, that means he got with his wife, he divorced her, he got with her again, he divorced her, he got with her again, on the 3rd time he divorced her. So if he divorced her 3 times, then it is not lawful for him to remarry her until after she has married another man, and then that man divorced her. Right? Let me read it again. So if a husband divorces his wife 3 times, it is not lawful for her to remarry him. It's not lawful for him to remarry her after she has married another man. Until after she has married another man. I'm butchering it. I'm sorry. Let me read one more time. So if a husband divorces his wife 3 times, then it is not lawful for him to remarry her until after she has married another man and then is divorced. Then it is permissible for them to reunite, as long as they feel they are able to maintain the limits of Allah. These are the limits set by Allah, which he makes clear from his knowledge. Right? So key thing there is basically if a man marries a woman and they can't get along and he divorces her, and then they get remarried and then he divorces her, after the 3rd time, she can't go back to him, unless she goes and marries another man first, right? For further explanation of this, we're gonna go into the hadiths. The hadiths are like stories, right? Let's go to one of the hadiths, and we're gonna get into a story. This is bear with me with the story, right? I have to actually really break it down to you, so you'll know exactly what's going on. All right, here we go. This story is a sahih. Sahih means it is accepted, right? Imagine Islam, there's two things. There's Sahih and then there's Daif. Daif means weak. Imagine half your religion is weak and the other half is Sahih or accepted. This is book 77, hadith 42. Rifa'ah divorced his wife. Rifa'ah was some Arab, right? He divorced his wife, whereupon Abdul Rahim bin Azubar. So Abdul Rahim then means son of Azubar. So this whole long name, right? We're going to call him Abdul. I'm not going to go to this whole name. So Rifa'ah divorced his wife. So Abdul married her, right? So, oh, I'm not even sharing the screen. It's like about that. Here we go. There we go. Right? So Rifa'ah divorced his wife, and Abdul married her, right? Aisha said to the lady, come, wearing a green veil. So the lady had a green veil on, right? And complained to Aisha. So she came to complain to Aisha of her husband and showed her green spots on her skin caused by beating. Caused by what? Caused by beating. So Abdur Rahmah was beating her. It was the habit of the ladies to support each other. Keep that in mind. It was the habit of the lady to support each other. So who's involved here? This woman. Who's she going to support? Who's she going to for support? Aisha. Who's Aisha? The wife of Prophet Muhammad. So when Allah's messenger, aka Muhammad, came, Aisha said, I have not seen any woman suffering as much as the believing women, believing in what? Islam. So first of all, whenever you hear all this, oh, women have rights, women are treated fairly, blah, blah, blah in Islam. My question is, are you saying Islam today is stronger than Islam was when Muhammad was on earth? Because this is where here's Aisha, his wife, talking to him directly. And from her eyes, she says, I have not seen any woman suffering as much as the believing women. So why is she saying that? Is it because you let them tell you today, oh, women are praised in Islam and protected, whatever. This is it right here. She continues, look, her skin is greener than her clothes. Remember, she had a green dress on, a green veil on. So Aisha says, look, she's talking to who? Prophet Muhammad. Look, her skin is greener than her clothes. When Abu Raham heard that his wife had gone to the Prophet, he came with his two sons. This part is very important. So the man who's beating her, supposedly her husband, after, don't lose track. Remember what we're talking about. Her previous husband divorced her 3 times. So according to Islam, the rule is this. After the 3rd time, she has to go and marry somebody else, get divorced, and then she'll be allowed to go back to the previous husband. So just to make it simple, let's say, people are people, you know what I mean? And also remember this, in Islam or in any country, not even Islam, any country outside of the US, if a woman leaves her husband or her husband divorces his wife, he gets the kids. So you imagine this poor lady here, probably misses her husband, misses her kids. She wants to go back. What does she have to do? Could she say, you know what? I miss my husband, I miss my kids. Let me go to him and apologize to him and tell him, I'll change, or whatever she has to tell him to get back in the house. Can she do that? No, she can't do that. She has to go and sleep with another man. You're going to prove it. When Abdul Rahman heard that his wife had gone to the Prophet, he came with his 2 sons from another wife. So he had another wife. He brought his two sons with him. Why did he bring his two sons? She said, by Allah, this is the woman talking. She swear to her God, I have done no wrong to him, but he is impotent. He's what? Impotent, and is as useless to me as this, holding on and showing the fringe of her garment. So it's like she holds a sleeve, right? Or the fringe of a garment, and when you let it go, it falls. So she's saying he's impotent and he's as useless as this. It's kind of me saying, as useless as this. And then you see this fall. See it? As useless as this. That's what she's saying. Abdul Rahman said, by Allah, oh Allah's messenger, speaking to Muhammad, she has told a lie. I'm very strong. I'm very strong. Very strong. And can satisfy her. But she is disobedient and wants to go back to Rifa'ah. Who's Rifa'ah? Her first husband. Now, I want you to put it all together. He's telling the so-called prophet, I'm strong. I'm not impotent. She's lying on me. She just wants to go back to her first husband. Here we go. Now here comes judgment from a prophet, a so-called prophet. Allah's messenger said to her, if that is your intention, if what? If that is your intention, what intention? That she wants to go back to her first husband. If that is your intention, then know that it is unlawful for you to remarry Rifa'ah unless Abdul Rahman has had sexual intercourse with you. Again, if that is your intention, and know that it is unlawful for you to remarry Rifa'ah unless Abdul Rahman has had sexual intercourse with you. Then the prophet saw the two boys with him, with Abdul Rahman, and asked him, are these your sons? On that, Abdul Rahman said, yes. And the prophet said, you claim that you claim what you claim, that he is impotent, but by Allah, these boys resemble him like a crow resembles a crow, blah, 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 right? So there you have it. In fact, I'm going to show you a couple. They clean these hadiths up. I'm going to show you a couple of different ones. So let me see if I can show you a different one. Give me 1 sec. Let's see this one here. Hold on, I'm show you a different one here. Yeah, watch this. This is the same story. Rafa'ah al-Khuza, the first husband, was married a lady and then divorced her, whereupon she married another man. Because again, as read from the different context, they were divorced 3 times already. She came to the prophet and said that her new husband did not approach her, meaning that he didn't want to sleep with her, and that he was completely impotent. The prophet said, and the reason he's saying she did not approach her and that she's impotent is because why? The only reason she's trying to get him to not be impotent or to approach her is because she wants to go back to her husband. And to get back to her husband, you know what she got to do. She got to sleep with this guy. The prophet said to her, no, you cannot remarry your first husband till you taste the second husband and he tastes you. Of course, it put in parentheses till he constantly is married with you, but till you taste him and he tastes you. Let's read one more. Hold on. The wife of Rafa'ah Al-Quzah came to the messenger of Allah and said, "O messenger of Allah, I got married to Abdul Rahman bin Azibir, and what he has is like this fringe." Again, she's saying he's impotent. It's just different. These are different locations. These different witnesses, right? The messenger of Allah said, "Perhaps you want to go back to Rafah." Oh, you're trying to go back to your first husband. No, not until he tastes your sweetness and you taste his sweetness. This is a prophet. You want to go back to your husband? Not before this guy tastes your sweetness and he tastes your sweetness. And I want to skip over, actually, before we go, let's go to the scriptures. Let's go to real prophets of God and what they had to say about these topics, right? Let's go to Matthew, the book of Matthew. Go to the book of Matthew, chapter 5. Here we go. Matthew chapter 5, verse 30. No, not verse 30. Go to Matthew chapter 5, verse, let's see, 32. 32. But I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, if you put away your wife, saving the cause of fornication, unless it has the only grounds for divorce is fornication. For any other reason, you put her away, you cause her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced committeth adultery. That's the words of the prophet. You can't put away your wife because you make her what? You make her a subject of adultery, meaning that you're putting her in a position to commit adultery. Why? Because she belongs to you. You can't put her away. Right? Now, watch this. Let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians. Right? Let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians. Chapter 7. Right? Verse 10. And unto the married I command you, not I, but the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband. What? Let not the wife depart from her husband. But, and if she depart, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband. That's it. If she depart, meaning if she says, you know what, I'm leaving. I hate you. I can't stand you. This, that, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to my mother's house. That's fine. But then let them reconcile. Let them come back together. There's no such thing as, okay, she's free to go marry somebody else now. Or even worse, she can go marry somebody else. After that, she can come back to you and marry you. You know how unclean that is? Finish off that verse. And let not the husband put away his wife. You can't put away your wife. You damn sure can't let some other man sleep with her in order for you to get her back. I mean, let's go to the book of Jeremiah. And we'll close this out. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah. Chapter 3. Here we go. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 1. They say, who's they? The people who are under the law. Why are they saying it? Because it's part of the law. They say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? You know how intimate sex is? You can go into a woman months after she done had sex with a man and still find traces of his semen in her. That's how intimate it is. You know what I mean? And you're going to go into that afterwards. Shall not that land, now this is a metaphor, the Lord is comparing her to a land. Why? Why should she be compared to a land? Because you plant seeds in a land. That's where seed is planted and it grows and produces what? Fruit. Who the fruit? Children. What are the seeds? His sperm. Let me read again. If a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? Shall not that land be greatly? Why do we now? Let me read the last part, because people might say, "Oh, he's skipping this part." But thou hast played the harlot. This is God. He's using this as a metaphor to show you he's doing something he shouldn't have to do. He's lowering himself to do it, in fact, because why should he have to take back a harlot? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, said the Lord. He's going to show you mercy and take you back. But it shouldn't be. Just like if a woman goes to sleep with another man, she can't find her way back to you by sleeping with another man. That's the point. Understand what I mean? Why I bring this up? Because clearly, any religion that's supposed to be there, you should look at it and say, you should look at the religion and look at your community and ask yourself, if everybody in my community converted to this religion, could these principles help my people? The answer is hell no. Hell no. You understand what I mean? This is not our culture. This is, you see what you read there? If you're a black man or Hispanic man or Native American Indian man, you're going to be disgusted by it. But that's their culture. That's their culture. Culture of who? The Arabs. We never had that culture, man. We don't do that stuff. We've never done that stuff. We've always had more dignity in that and self-respect in that. You can only let your woman go to another man, and then come back to you. That'll never be the case with God's chosen people. With that, we are the ISUPK store at 1 West 125th Street, Hall, New York, under Commander Johanna, teaching blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians that you're the real Jews. I'm going to end this live now. I will be back at 7:30. I just want to get that one in real quick. We'll be back with the 7 p.m., 7 p.m. with the Tuesday night Brotherhood class right here in Baltimore, man. Make sure you tune in between the area 3420 Eastern Avenue. Come through. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're